Good afternoon, everyone. Hope I am audible enough. I know I am standing between you and the lunch, but I hope I'll keep it short and sweet. Just to be a disclaimer, I'm not an economist to tell you how to control the inflation or how to manage the cost in a better way than what the current trend is, but I'll try and articulate around how we can continue to be more relevant and deliver more outcomes, even in the inflated environment and a high cost scenario. As you can imagine, 2020 was a big hit for the industry, and a lot of companies stopped hiring, and there were job losses. And I think in 2021, it opened up with digital being a core theme for a lot of organizations. And I think we are seeing the effect of that with high cost and inflation, right? But before I get to talk about a little bit of the details, let me talk about the company that I represent, because Cardinal Health is pretty new, and we are an entrant in India as a shared services in 2021. So we are a 162 billion company, ranked Fortune 14 in the US. And we serve nearly 90% of the hospitals. So we are a big player in both pharma and medical, operate in more than 30 countries with 44,000 employees worldwide. And that kind of gives you a context of why I'm qualified to talk about shared services and what we can do to deliver significantly different outcomes. Again, the theme of the event today is remodeling or rewiring the shared services for the next frontier, leveraging technology, people, and innovation. I think these are the three words that underscores the way in which we can make a difference going forward. So I was trying to debate whether I should put the new normal or the next normal, because you continue to see disruption in the marketplace. But the new normal or the next normal for shared services is really about reimagining or left behind. So you can continue to have raising costs of your talent, and inflation is driving worldwide, right? It is not just within India. But the fact is that in the past, shared services centers were set up. All of us know cost arbitrage was the biggest driver. But it is really about doing things faster, cheaper, and better. This is what we have heard over the last 2 decades. But to me, the way we need to move the needle to is really around speed, precision, and agility. That is what matters than being faster, cheaper, and better. And if you are able to do the items that are on the right side, I think you will achieve automatically the faster, cheaper, and better. And also, a lot of the shared services today focus on continuous improvement, service improvement, which is really all about incremental change. A continuous improvement, or CI, is all about incremental change. What we need to do to go beyond the escape velocity or the threshold that you have set, and how do you fly above that threshold, is by reimagining the way how we are delivering services, by leveraging the technology and the people. And that is what I call as a step function change. So you are moving from continuous improvement to step function change. To support that, I want to use this quote, right? You cannot do a continuous improvement on a candle to deliver an electrical bulb. If you want to deliver an electrical bulb, you got to think really very differently. And that is where the talent play comes into play. And we don't need many people today, but we need more smarter people. If I were to think about when I started career in IT probably 25 years ago, you needed more number of people to manage your infrastructure and application, right? By the time when I was into IT industry, maybe you need a one system administrator for 10 servers. Then the era came, 100 servers can be managed by one system administrator, then 1,000, and now 10,000 and more. But all of the topics that are out here has been already spoken today in the conference. But to really look at the way how we are seeing it, We are moving from seeking stability to ready for change. That is what the workforce needs, reskilling, retooling. And oftentimes, digital has been spoken very, very openly, and I think it's a highly overused term. When I try to hire people, I ask the question, what does digital means to you? I find it very, very difficult to get the right answer, right? So people saying we are doing automation, we are modernizing, we are upgrading, we are doing tech upgrade. We've been doing that for 20 years for IT, right? That's what we did. We took paper-based form into automated e-forms and tried to work on upgrades, put in ERP systems, all kinds of things. How does digital different than what we have been historically doing with IT? The whole thing about digital transformation is all about migrating societies and the enterprises from the third industrial revolution to the fourth industrial revolution. What did the third industrial revolution do or did? It was all about PCs and internet that gave us a tool that we can use over the last 2 decades to automate stuff. But today, the digital is the fourth industrial revolution. What is digital then? So digital is all about leveraging the exponential technology to embed within your products and services. It's no longer just touching your bottom line, but it is actually impacting your top line. Because digital technologies have become part of your overall service offering or the product offerings. Then what are those digital technologies? They are exponential disruptions. Things like cloud that allows us to be more elastic. It could be IoT, it could be AR and VR, it could be machine learning and AI. So those have the opportunity to redefine our products and services in the marketplace. So ultimately, we are talking about digital disruption, and digital disruption is all about amalgamation of physical, digital, and biological worlds. People have moved from physical stores to e-commerce long ago, right? And digital storefront has been a common phenomena. But if you really look at healthcare as an example, we have seen a dramatic change. People have moved from traditional medicine to a genetic medicine, nuclear and precision medicine that are very targeted to a very specific symptom. And we have seen role of this technology evolve right from doctor's appointment to vaccination to even AI-led diagnosis. In fact, today, in the world that we live in, healthcare professionals are more equipped to deliver the right medicines to the problem that you have. But the biggest problem is the diagnosis of the problem itself. If the diagnosis is done properly, you have a lot more hope that the cure is on the way because medicine is available. And I think technology is playing a big role in everything that we do. And there has been a lot of talk about should we be fully remote, should we be hybrid, should we be all in the office. I think a lot of people in the conference talked about, are we really delivering innovation over the last 2 years? I think collaboration is what is required, and hybrid provides best of both worlds. And I always tell people that digital is all about collaboration on steroids. Because I come from a healthcare industry, I can better relate with steroids. So, and digital is also all about identifying the right use cases. Use case is the currency of digital transformation. If you are not equipping your employees to think about the use cases that digital can deliver, you're not going to really succeed. And upskilling and retooling is a significant component, and the agile mindset, digital mindset is obviously talked about quite a number of times today. And the mindset that you deliver to your business is what is most important. So we have the opportunity to digitally upskill all of our teams to be able to take the shared services to the next frontier. If we were to innovate, if we were to leverage technology to deliver the next best thing, then we need to take action as leaders. And here is a model that I have found success in my past, which is really about how you visualize your charter and put your practices into your talent. right? So this is a 4-quadrant: early success to momentum builders, foundational calibration, and long-term investment. It is really about upskilling people from where they are today. I think we need to have people that are passionate enough. If you hire people for the passion, you can train them for skills and you can coach them for performance. And if you have the programs in place as part of your overall strategy, I think you can deliver significant outcomes as a shared services organization or as a global services. Because more and more innovation-led projects can be done from India, from global locations, as opposed to be need to be in the headquarters. And I think pandemic has perhaps made the geographic limitation to be out of whack. So that means we are able to deliver on an equal footing with the headquarters going forward. In closing, obviously we want to move from cost for FTE. That is where the high cost or inflation comes into play. We have historically measured our financial metrics, $20,000 or $40,000 per FTE as a cost per FTE model, and that's how we kind of measure the success of the center. But move from cost per FTE to a cost to serve or cost of service. You have the opportunity to make flat the cost of service if you upskill the team and have them deliver better outputs going forward. So as a service model is what we need to be thinking in just like the way how service providers have historically thought about. And then the organizational optimization is a way forward for us to be able to continue to thrive in the inflated environment. Skills modernization that allows people to deliver more output than they were previously doing. Right sizing the team. So you have the pod structure, so you have the right blend of skills coming together as a core team. And then build a center of excellence as opposed to more functional silos. So collaboration is what drives you the output much more than that. I think there's also been a lot of discussion about business enabler, value addition, but I think we have to really think about GBS or shared services being a value creator. And the value creator is about not just taking the cost out of your SG&A or bottom line, but really focus on being the best internal service provider to your enterprise and driving the top line by driving customer experience, by driving NPS or Net Promoter Score, and you eliminate more and more detractors for your company. And that drives the agenda of agility, precision, right? And the sustainability of the teams that we build within the shared services. And finally, embrace the exponential technology. And we talked about what digital is, how can we migrate from the third industrial revolution to the fourth industrial revolution. Ultimately, the goal there to leverage technology is to transform the way we work and transform the customer experience. If we hit on those two, I think people are going to be aware that the cost inflation is not going to be a limiting factor for us because it is the value. It is all about 5x of the dollar spent is in return what the company would expect. And I think there is an opportunity for us as a shared services leaders to ensure that the inflation or higher cost will not come in our way of delivering the value to our organization. So again, thank you very much for patiently listening to this little talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.